Hi everyone, welcome back to Yield Today with Dallin Candland. We're going to be revisiting some of my 3Ps of patience that I talked about. How long ago was that? That was back in May. So the 3Ps were perspective, power, and positivity. I'm just going to be talking about how I feel about those 3Ps now. So first of all was perspective. I think it's just so valuable, especially like how there's the scripture, be still and know that I am God, that it's so easy to get our perspective completely muddled. That, we are trying to go through four different things, and then all of a sudden we get all these messages like, hey, you're not enough. Hey, you should have this. Hey, you need to be making this much money. And our perspective gets completely muddied out of seemingly nowhere. But if you're able to take a step back and just think ahead, kind of visualize. I've been doing a lot more visualizing lately. That's super powerful. And that's building perspective. The thing about perspective is, sure, it's individual, but it is kind of like a muscle. How you see the world can change from day to day for better or for worse. A lot of that has to do with your perspective and, of course, your actions. If you're not taking action, then you're going to feel like your life is a little bit less than ideal, probably, because you kind of are probably having these different things that you're missing out on. Maybe you're feeling impatient. The thing about patience is people sometimes think that if you're being patient, that means you're not getting anything done. No, that means you're just getting what needs to get done when it needs to get done. And so choosing patience is choosing a much healthier perspective. It's reaching out to the future you and saying, I care about you. It's reaching out to your future kids. That was something on my mission trip that really helped me out. One of my companions, Nathan Gerard, he told me that something that's helped him is thinking of his future kids. Someday he'll tell them about this mission trip. Someday he'll tell them about all these different things and different stories. And you want to have good stories to tell. And good stories, there's often some kind of patience there. Patience needed. It's just like there's that, hey, this is what I want. This is the main character. But this is what they have to go through. And you can't just sprint past it. You have to kind of, not necessarily enjoy it, but just kind of go through it and learn and enjoy it, I guess. You can find joy in pretty much anything. But there's obviously some things you can't find joy in. But I always find joy in having a better perspective. Something I've been doing lately is at the end of the day, I will think a couple days ahead. I'll think of what I want to do the next day, how I'm going to feel, what I'm going to be doing. And I try to really think ahead, and that's helped me a lot. And with my cold showers, I try to think a couple hours ahead. And so I'm always thinking a little bit ahead and trying to enjoy the present moment. Because if you can enjoy the present moment, it just leads to so much more good stuff later on. Power. Patience is amazing because if you're willing to be patient, that means you're going to be a powerful person, period. You're going to be a powerful leader, be a powerful whatever, because the patient person is able to work on something and even if they're not going to see a bunch of return from it, that they're willing to put that time in because they care and because they realize that it's okay if they're not getting the results right now. They're willing to put that work in. It brings power because it's like, okay, there's all these other people doing these different things, these get rich quick schemes and MMOs, or not MMOs. That's something else. But, these different things. And if you're able to be patient and just kind of be like, well, this is what I'm going to do. And I have this plan that I visualize, that I have perspective for, then you're taking steps. And it builds this momentum. It's like you have somebody at your back. There's this really cool book. And, what was the book? I think it might have been The Compound Effect. It talked about how if you are consistent enough, Big Mo will show up. And Big Mo is basically momentum personified. He's basically at your back, pushing you down. If you think of like gym class, when somebody is pushing on your back, you can reach way, way, way farther. And that's just amazing. And that's power. And that's patience. That's Big Mo. That's everything. That's so good. That's what you want. Because if you're taking those little tiny steps and you just are enjoying those, it just brings a lot of power to you. You know, you don't feel like you can't control it, because patience is all about control. It's all about dominating the natural man and dominating these little tendencies to just randomly check Facebook or randomly check YouTube or just randomly do whatever, you know. It's all about having control. Finally is positivity. Lately, I mean, positivity is a great thing, but I've lately liked Simon Sinek's version of optimism more, because optimism is really just being grateful and thankful, looking forward to the future because the future is bright. And positivity is more about, you know, just being like grateful and stuff for no reason, because you think it's going to get better. But optimism is more about it actually getting better, because the circumstances will change, you will change in different things. But I think patience does go right along with positivity still, because it goes along with all the others, you know, perspective and power. You have those things, and so you're able to be happier because you know where you're going. Nobody can tell you, hey, you're not going to get there, because you are. Because you're already making progress, because you're already doing things. You're listening to this podcast. Hopefully it's been of some help to you. Hopefully it's gotten you to take some action that wouldn't have happened otherwise. Or maybe, you know, hopefully it's just done something like that for you. That's of course the hope, that you're yielding, that you're going into the harvest of your life with eagerness. You're going into the field and you're enjoying it. There's this amazing story called Acres of Diamonds, and we'll have to talk about that another time. Well, we can talk about it now. The Acres of Diamonds thing is basically this guy works super hard so he can be at this other acre place, because there's tons of diamonds apparently there. Then people come to his place and they dig at his house. They find tons of diamonds. And so oftentimes the biggest diamonds are right below you. You just have to dig. You have to be willing to work. And you have to be patient. I think positivity goes right along with patience, because it just shows like, hey, I am making progress, and I'm putting in this little bit of time. I'm putting in this little bit of effort. I'm showing myself that this is important to me. It helps you be more positive about it, because the negative attitude is like, hey, I'm not making any progress. I am just unable to make any progress. But patience is all about consistency, the mini habit. And you're getting all those little wins. So it becomes not impossible, it becomes much more difficult to be pessimistic. And I wish somebody had told this to me forever ago, but that's okay. Because if somebody had, maybe I wouldn't be making this podcast. You never know. Because I've learned these things from experience. Experience is a very powerful teacher. Those are the 3 P's of patience revisited. There are many things that I'm trying to go after right now. I'm trying to be really, really patient with them, because the best things do come with patience. The best job, the best internship, these different things, they all come with patience, consistency over time. You never go on LinkedIn and message somebody like, can I have a job or something? That's kind of jumping the gun a little fast, and it's not wise, but you can learn from it. You can learn from it. The great thing about patience is you can start learning it today. It's a skill that anybody can have, but very few people work on. But those 3 P's of patience, perspective, power, and positivity, it's been helpful for me. And I hope this episode was helpful for you, as always. Definitely follow the podcast for more stuff. I'm getting a lot of interviews, different people who've been able to make the most of their lives with their circumstances, and just do all these other great things. And I hope that you will stay tuned for that. Thank you again just for listening and for your support. Don't forget to yield today, and it will be better tomorrow.